Test 1 2, test 1 2. I'm just getting ready over here. Audio check, audio check. Looks all right. Hey, what's up? This is Dave. This is What's Up Dave, my daily stream where I catch up with my friends on the internet. Today is Tuesday, January 9. It's about 5:02 p.m. I did do the stream earlier today because I was spending the past 14 hours doing this big server transition that is scheduled to, well, the deadline I need to beat is January 10 around 2 a.m. my time. So I have my main server is on Media Temple, and I've been using one of their DV servers since 2011 maybe, and it's finally hit the end of life, which means that the operating system that it's running is so old that it's no longer being patched. So they're force moving everybody to newer, their current DV, the DV being a dedicated virtual server. So it wouldn't be so bad if it was just me doing this, but I have to have a bunch of friends that are also on my server from a simpler time when sharing a website with your friends or a website with your friends was like a relatively easy thing to do. Now these days, with all the security issues and all the patching that's required for running WordPress and that sort of stuff, it becomes a major security headache for me. And it creates problems for my own website because their websites generally aren't as tuned, let's say. So I've been moving them all to a web server. But I've also had to make sure that they work first, and they're in such various states of disrepair and out of dateness that I've had to update every single one of these websites and ensure that they first work on my local machine, and then port them back into the new server and make sure that they work there too. So it's been quite time consuming, and I'm not particularly, doing server stuff is one of my least favorite activities. I guess I'm fortunate that I know how to do it, but I've been just going flat out for like the past, not exactly 14 hours straight, but a good chunk of time. Let's see if this is, just checking to make sure the TV is working so I can see what's going on. Big enough for that. All right, so that's going on. So I'm not going to do any graphic design today on the productivity system I've been defining for myself because I've just been flat out doing stuff. But I do have some like show and tell things. And also it's, just on a side note, it's been, I was thinking like, do I really want to be doing all this server transition stuff for people like who are maybe, well, they're appreciative, but it's I'm not sure really if it was a good use of my time. But today I just hung out, like going and talking to the people face to face makes it a different story. So I went and hung out at my friend Sid's place. He's a photographer in the area, and I'm hosting several of his websites. And he's not technically oriented toward like things like the internet and websites. So I went over to his studio to just get some information from him face to face rather than him trying to like figure out what I was talking about. And so we had a pleasant conversation, and he gave me this thing, which is a bracket for holding something, but it's apparently the perfect size for those master replica lightsabers. Like, so I have this one over here. Let me grab it. So Master Replica is a company that's long gone out of business. That was maybe one of the first companies to try to make mainstream geek props accessible to people. So I don't know if you've seen one of these before. It's a lightsaber with a plastic light up thing, and let's turn off this light. And it actually is motion sensitive, so it will move around like this. But unfortunately, the handle is kind of, there's a display thing for it that is pretty bulky. But he has 3 of these things. And he found this thing, and apparently it just snaps right into here. And then you can actually mount it vertically in the wall, which will save a lot of space. So he gave me one of those things. So there's the advantage of just sharing your resources with people. They'll give you things like things to hold your lightsaber upright. So I'm not sure where I'm going to put this. I'm just looking around. But I can put this somewhere where it's accessible and and people can play with it. So I'm pretty happy about that. Plus, we talked about like restarting the podcast. One thing I was like talking about with him was I had heard I think it was on the New Yorker Radio Hour this weekend on NPR that one thing that I like about the podcast I do with Sid is that we have a very conversational style now, and so just the way it sounds is cool. And this is something that I was hearing about on this New Yorker Radio Hour thing. Like, it's not so much that you're delivering. I need to deliver great content, speaking wise, but if it just sounds like we're having a good time, maybe that's enough for people to enjoy a show. You know, there's something conversational and inviting about it. And I kind of thought, maybe that's an angle I can use for this ridiculous streaming thing that I'm doing. I'm just trying to share stuff that I like and be open to talking to people like this. And for some reason, I enjoy screwing around with this video technology. I just realized I didn't turn on the switching software. So, all right. So anyway, I guess that works. So all right. So that's it for that. I thought I was getting better from this cough, but it got worse today. Not sure what triggers it. But just a few more things before I sign off for the day. Hopefully by tomorrow I'll be able to get back to my regular schedule. So first thing is I got some of these. My cousin sent me this for my birthday. Let's see. These are so like me, my cousin, it comes from a background of having a lot of church people. His parents are Christian educators, music ethnocologists. They're ethnomusic experts, but also his dad was the president of the seminary in Tainan, in Taiwan, which is like the the more prestigious one, like historically. But he, since he grew up in this sort of church community thing, he's also highly interested in vices. So he's the one who got me into cigars and also scotch and whiskey. And so last time I was here, we were drinking scotch and trying different like liquors. And so he bought me these are, I guess, granite rocks that you put in the freezer so you can chill your scotch without diluting it with water. And some glasses came with it too. Oh, I'm dying here. But I guess I'll put these, they come in a little pouch. I guess I'll put this in the freezer and just have them ready for making scotch. Although if you have a pouch like this, like, why do they have a pouch? Do you put the whole pouch in the freezer? Just looks like a regular pouch. And doesn't it want to get dust in your whiskey? You know, it's kind of mysterious to me. Next on the show and tell list, these are acne patches. So I've been having these issues with breaking out. I've been trying to figure out what's been causing it. I think it's actually diet, because my diet got really bad like when Dad was visiting in November. And so I think like eating fried stuff, breaded stuff, I think is contributing to it. Before, when I was on the regular, like the other diet, I wasn't having so much issues, I think. So I'm gonna try to go back to that. But anyway, these are apparently stickers you put on your face. Let's take a look at these. I guess other people make these too. I don't know, I think I got ripped off. This is like $5 for 24 of these things. And I don't know if you can see this because of the lighting is weird. Maybe turn this off. You can kind of see it. You can see like these, oh there we go. The little like, they have some sort of acne treating things that you put the sticker over the problem area and apparently applies medicine continuously to it. I like stickers, so I thought I'd give it a try. Looks like there's only one of them in here. So I don't know. This was cheaper than some of the other ones I've seen though. Looks like there's actually, it looks like there's 2 of them in there. So I might give that a try on a particularly bad acne day. Oh, I keep breaking out. And finally, this is the most exciting about this. I've been seeing these gourmet cupcakes at the supermarket for the past few days. And I finally just kind of, you know what, I'm going to eat these before I go on this diet. But these are, they just look cool. Look at these. They're like little swirly things. It's from a local, I guess, artisan shop, I think. Who makes these? This is from, no, this is from Canada, so it's not local at all. Oh well, those only get this place marked local, but they're apparently peanut butter and frosted, peanut butter flavored frosting, chocolate peanut butter, artificially flavored. Ugh. I should look more closely at those. So, actually, I think I might have to lie down again because I'm not feeling so good. I'm not sure what triggers off the cough. I thought that maybe it was when I wore a shawl, that if I was warm it would stop coughing, but that apparently isn't the case. Let me just take a quick look at my to-do list. I don't know why the camera is having such a difficult time with light bouncing today. Apparently the light level is too low, and the algorithms are tweaked right. Yeah, it's super bright though. Oh, you know what it is? It's because this background is black, and this ridiculous gain control is screwing it up. If I took this out, I wish I could set the set that so it was like more controllable. Yeah, this is awful. Terrible cameras. I should really get one that can control the aperture manually for it. So I'm just going to check to see what I'm doing. So server backup this week. Need to do the production with the sticky pads. You can't even see this. And these other projects. I'm just trying to get through this server transition today and not like die. So that's it for today's What's Up Dave. Not a whole lot going on. I'm gonna make some coffee and eat a cupcake and get back to transitioning all these server websites. At least I'm playing with some new stuff. I'm using a host called WebFaction to put all of my friends' websites on, so it's separate from all of my business stuff. So they can blow up that server if they want, and then it won't affect my stuff anymore. And it'll be perfectly fine. That's the theory anyway. So anyway, thanks for watching. Sorry there's not a whole lot going on today. We'll get back to designing cool productivity stuff tomorrow. Assuming that this server move doesn't kill me. So, wish me luck. Have a good one, and I'll see you tomorrow. Is this button working? It's not.